Hi, I'm Dr. Cece, aka the Lady of Wisdom, and today I want to share from the anthology We Write the Letters That Heal Uncovered, a letter entitled Rescue from the Violations of Life. For the sake of time, we're going to read violation number 3 out of 6. Dear inner self, I have avoided some conversations with you because of the depth of the pain we withstood. So many pains are buried beneath the surface. So many words are never spoken. Too many issues are left buried in an attempt to suppress the heartache. Today is a day of reckoning. We must confront the past that left us void and vacant of love. I apologize to you because as a child, I did not know what to say or do to protect you from the following childhood violations we endured. Violation 1 is entitled The Perpetrator. Violation number 2 is entitled The Burden of Spoken Words. And I will share with you violation number 3, Daddy Uncovered. Daddy didn't move far, just 2 houses down from us. He was a constant in my life, always loving and kind. Many years later, I would learn the why of Mama's statement. In college, I learned that Papa was a Rolling Stone, but he wanted his to keep home and family. Old folks used to say he wanted his cake and candy simultaneously. Mm, what an awakening in my life when one of his daughters stopped me on campus and announced she was my sister. Mama had suffered in silence the abuse of Daddy's infidelity. He always brought his check home and gave it to her. That was not his issue. He was never violent. I can only remember one major argument between them. There was no hitting, but there was a lot of fussing. And Mama said, John Henry, if you move that car, I'll set it on fire. That night, I was trying to figure out who that woman was. She looked and sounded like my mother, but didn't act like Mama at all. In silence, I wondered who had taken over her body. Hmm. That night, as I was trying to figure out who that woman was, she looked and sounded like my mother, but didn't act like Mama. In silence, I wondered who had taken over her body. No, you got to start again. All right, take number 3. I want to say 3. Hi, I'm Dr. Carolyn Coleman, aka the Lady of Wisdom, and I'd like to share with you uh, a letter entitled Rescue from the Violations of Life, written by yours truly in the anthology We Write the Letters That Heal Uncovered. And this letter is entitled Rescue from the Violations of Life. The first violation is the perpetrator. The second violation is the burden of spoken words. And I will share with you the third violation of 6 for the sake of time. Dear inner self, I have avoided some conversations with you because of the depth of the pain we withstood. So many pains are buried beneath the surface. So many words are never spoken. Too many issues are left buried in an attempt to suppress the heartache. Today is a day of reckoning. We must confront the past that left us void and vacant of love. I apologize to you because as a child, I did not know what to say or do to protect you from the following childhood violations we endured. Violation number 3, Daddy Uncovered. Daddy didn't move far, just 2 houses down from us. He was a constant in my life, always loving and kind. Many years later, I would learn the why of Mama's statement. In college, I learned that Papa was a Rolling Stone, but he wanted to keep home and family. Old folks used to say he wanted his cake and candy simultaneously. What an awakening in my life when one of his daughters stopped me on campus and announced she was my sister. Mama had suffered in silence the abuse of Daddy's infidelity. He always brought his check home and gave it to her. That was not his issue. He was never violent. I can only remember one major argument between them. There was no hitting, but there was a lot of fussing, and Mama said, John Henry, if you move that car, I will set it on fire. That night, I was trying to figure out who that woman was. She looked and sounded like my mother, but didn't act like Mama at all. In silence, I wondered who had taken over her body. Needless to say, Daddy didn't move that car that night. Although he never raised his voice or screamed, his vice can be attributed to infidelity. He cheated on his wife and was not faithful to his marriage. Uncovered truths opened the doors of my understanding of my mama's words. Now, years later, her statement makes sense. That generation stayed in relationships for their children, financial reason, and the belief that it was godly to do that. They were unaware that staying in an unhealthy relationship could do the most considerable damage. Uncovering this understanding has healed our childhood wounds. This is take number 4, reading from the anthology. We write the letters that heal. Violation number 4, seeing through blinded eyes. I resented Mama's need to be loved, unaware of the empty places and spaces in her heart. Time has uncovered the unrecognizable depth of her pain, suffering, and humiliation from unfaithfulness. There is a line in a song that sums it up. We all need to be loved. I forgot she was more than just a mother. She was a woman who was starving for love. She, like every other human, wanted to feel needed, valued, and appreciated. Looking back, I developed some unconscious bitterness toward Mama. She wanted and needed to move on with life. Her choices left me hurt. It seemed in my eyes she was just trying to get even with Daddy. I call this time of her life the seasons of vengeance and menopause. My last 2 years of high school had highs and lows, but we made it. I found joy in church, school, singing, and writing. I was always authoring poems, plays, and songs. It was my way of healing, forgiving, and discovering me. During this season of life, she taught me forgiveness for myself and others. Never allow the temporary to cancel out all the good. Darkness can never abolish light. In a teenager, come with me. I have learned that mothers are also women with needs who desire affection, pampering, and a gentle touch. Sorry, Mama, for my wrong thinking. Thank you, God, for showing me the truth and helping us to heal and grow stronger in our love for each other. I am Dr. Cece, aka the Lady of Wisdom. Get the book. You will hear about the other violations that, thank you, with the help of God, I was rescued from as a child and as well as an adult. God bless you. You may visit my website at www.drcc, for additional information or to purchase the book. Also, you can find me on social media at The Lady of Wisdom. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. Take number 4, I'm going for 4. Violation number 6, rape. This is the final violation in this letter. It is incredible that saying no to a man with no morals somehow equates to a yes in his mind. This violation left me feeling broken in ways that can never be explained. It is one pain to be raped. It is more hurtful when the perpetrator brags about it as reciprocal. It caused me to want to become violent and reflect on violation number 1. This abuse made it exceedingly difficult to respect or value men. I made a conscious decision to never trust any man beside God. He was my go-to man and hope. I held on to love of Jesus Christ. It kept me sane and pressing on. I believed he would give me beauty for ashes and joy for all of my sorrow. Each phase of my life uncovered some truths about me that I never consciously knew. I am an overcomer, never willing to surrender to the evil that comes with life. I learned I had strength beyond my comprehension. I learned that trouble doesn't last always. I learned never to surrender my power to a perpetrator. I learned that I was worth fighting for. I learned that forgiveness heals and sets me free. I learned to extend grace to others because God extended grace to me. I have learned the true meaning of love. Love is the ability to believe in your possibility more than your fears. Love wins. Love is worth fighting for. Love removes the hurt and welcomes in hope. Love keeps you believing for more. I recognize that I am love. I refuse to allow anyone to diminish my love for self. Self love is needed to build healthy relationships and to be productive in the workplace. I came back for you, my inner child, to strip away the power of every violation in our lives. I need you to know that the enemies are defeated. We made it. We conquered our fears. I learned to cancel out misplaced blame and shame and blossom to be the woman God wanted me to be. Welcome home to the place of love, peace, and sweet harmony with God. Finally, my dear inner self, it's time to love yourself. Dismiss the pain, remove the blame, and set yourself free. Life is what you make it. It is not what you've been through that determines your value and worth. What you choose to do now and in the future will define your next level. Refuse to be stuck and never accept the labels of others. You are not your diagnosis. Applaud your gains. Honor each stage of development. Never surrender your peace. Small steps will lead to great rewards. One thought can lead to a life of victory. You are victorious. Now is the time to win at the game of life. It's time to uncover and rediscover the power within you. Until the next time, be happy on purpose. Be set free in Jesus' name, the Lady of Wisdom. Affirmation. Mama always asks this question: why do people always air their dirty laundry on TV and in books? I never had an answer until now. They needed to set themselves and others free. I am free to live and love on purpose. Thank you for listening. I am Dr. Cece, aka the Lady of Wisdom, and I've been sharing with you a letter from We Write the Letters That Heal, Uncovered, compiled by Dr. Carolyn Coleman and written by 10 unapologetic women who are willing to open up the vaults of their lives and go deep and share their stories. It will bless you. Thank you so much for listening. Visit my website to purchase the book at www.drcc.theladyofwisdom.com. Or, of course, you can get it anywhere books are sold. God bless you, and thank you for listening.